Coming to you from the heart of the Dirty 30, it's South Alabama's #1 podcast, Drive Time with DJ and KJ.
Good Friday morning. We've made it. Another week in the books. Welcome to Drive Time, the best, worst show ever. See all we have in this first thing this morning. Good morning, Jesse James. Fuquay's in. Good morning to you. Danny Smith. Good morning, sir. Tracy Miller.
Hold on.
Got some volume up somewhere. There we go.
That's me.
Good morning,
My
Tracy
bad.
Miller. Miss James, I said good morning to you. John Blair, good morning. Georgia Crest, good morning to you. Miss Sandy Townsend, good morning. Lee Jordan, good morning. Alan Howard, good morning to you, sir. Johnny Sims, good morning. Susie Bush, good morning. Hot Rod, good morning, sir. Donald Thompson, good morning. Good morning, Kenwood.
Good morning, DJ. Are we ready to reveal where we are broadcasting live from this morning?
We are on location.
Are we ready to reveal it?
Bring it.
Dun, 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 dun. Scooby-Doo used to say. Here it is.
Coming to you live
Live
to kick off the weekend.
to kick off the Friday. Live from the Sapphire Room.
Thanks, Raj. Good morning, Earl Crook. Good morning, Terry Belden. I love it. The games we play, I love it.
Oh, man.
Can you hold on a second? I'm going to get my jazz flute. And, get this thing started right.
Skin flute.
I love it. Only the best Western Bruton.
Oh, man. Okay. So, we decided we wanted to be able to bring you some on location, things, and
Taking the show on the road.
yeah, we've had the capability for some time, and for some time we've not made the decision to do it, but this morning we thought, hey, what the hell? I mean, what better place to go than to do this from the Sapphire Room, right?
Kick off the weekend, man.
What flute was you looking for?
The jazz flute.
Okay.
You never know where we may be moving forward.
You never can tell. Raj, tell you what, man, you have inspired two idiots, let me tell you. Gotta love that name.
Hey, this is a nice place, by the way.
It is. I'm gonna tell you what. I was looking around in here going, I didn't know we had stuff like this in town. I'm quite surprised.
Come by and check it out.
Yeah. I see there's a swing over there.
A harness over there. Several eye hooks.
What's that cabinet with the lock on the door for, though? I don't know. I'm not real sure what that's about.
And there's something, it looks like a bit, but it has like a tennis ball. Or a racquetball, maybe.
A bit. Oh man, the flies aren't that. But hey,
I tell you,
to show,
Renee Johnson.
Renee Johnson hooked us up.
Hooked us up.
We ready for these flies today.
Gonna be a little different day today.
We're ready for war.
Yes, we are.
We are ready for war, and I mean, there's no other way to say that. So don't come around here messing with us this morning because you're gonna get popped, and not in a good way.
Good morning, Miss Evelyn Daniels.
I'm gonna tell you,
We're ready. Guess who's calling in today?
who?
about 10 minutes after 8, Rob from Memphis.
I forgot. Guess what else is today? Top 5 Friday.
Ooh, yeah. And I'm ready.
Live from the Sapphire Room.
I'm always ready. I'm always ready.
I will tell you what, man. It's kind of fun. Did you see?
Come on, man.
Oh, man.
The Sapphire.
Yeah, it does have a nice ring to it. Destiny on the main stage.
And she's a midget.
Oh, man. Wow. Oh, man. I'm going to tell you what, for those, good morning, Wanda Green. Thank you. We are set up here this morning in the Sapphire Room, here at your local Best Western Bruton Inn. Courtesy and compliments of our great friend Raj Palmer.
Thank you, Raj.
He did not give us the keys to these couple of cabinets over here. I'm not real sure why. One of them's got a nuclear-looking thing on it that's basically saying you might want to stay away from it. I was wondering, what's all this case over here with the batteries, full of batteries for?
I don't know, but I thought I saw a sheep. Woo, woo, woo.
Man, please.
Chris Fielding's in this morning. He bought 4 tickets to the 30-30 Jam the other day.
What's going on, Chris?
Morning, Chris. Morning, PGP.
PGP, good morning to you. I'll tell you what, we boy, the hits just keep on coming.
They just keep on. You can count on this group.
I mean, you can put your faith in them. Let me tell you. So yeah, I'm quite sure we kind of caught people off guard by being on location this morning.
Yeah.
Me and you being the first included in that. So, but hey, sometimes you just gotta take a chance or two.
Hey, you never know where we might be Monday.
No, you never know, and
You just never know.
And listen, we are all about going on location. Give morning to our favorite Miss Chris.
That's a nice way of putting it. Yeah. Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks,
Keep
Kev.
it clean, man. Keep it clean.
We appreciate it. Let's see. I hope they have PIP. I don't know what that is, but it sounds not. I'm gonna just leave that alone.
I saw where Clue 4 dropped.
It did.
Saw some activity. Saw a lot of searching activity last night.
Did you? Were you out and about a little bit, or did
Yeah, I was out kind of checking some traps.
did you? Where did you see a lot of this activity going on?
I saw some activity at the YMCA baseball complex. I saw some activity at O'Bannon, and I saw some activity at Dogwood Hills.
So,
A little bit of everything.
a little bit.
Everybody's kind of going in a different direction, but
Well,
they're going.
Hey, it is what it is, and I wonder how many people sang that Clue.
probably everyone a couple of times.
That one ought to be stuck in everybody's head for at least a little while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
$2,000 cash in the golden egg, along with a very, very handsome prize pack.
Yes. Handsome. So, get ready. Somebody's going to find it. It's not going to take long. Good morning, Miss Carol.
Good morning, Miss Carol.
How about that? Elizabeth Bush says she wants to be on location one day at Hog Springs. We got to bring Wheeze.
It can happen.
We can make that happen.
That can happen.
You know, we can do that for sure, and that'd be a good time. Personal injury protection. Well, let me tell you something. I haven't seen any. Wait a minute. I was just about to make a statement that was going to be wrong. There's a mask. There's a mask. I'm not sure they're quite made for personal injury. Well, it depends on how you look at it.
Raj has this place set up nice. No doubt.
Tell you something. I didn't know there was stuff like this in Bruton. I tell you, it just makes me more proud to be from the Dirty 30 every time I turn around and look.
Place to grow.
I mean,
what is this, velvet?
I mean, it's something.
This is nice.
I mean, it is.
The shag carpet, wall to wall.
Wall to wall, shag carpet.
Raj, you did good, my man.
You did well. There's
Speaking of,
there's the Wheeze right there.
Good morning, Wheeze.
Good morning, Wheeze.
You've just been
Invited back to Sandcut.
requested.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get you back on, and we're gonna come live from Hog Springs.
Yeah. You've been requested to come up and participate in a
He'll do it.
a weekend hunt. The only deal is you've got to bring your own glasses.
Yep.
Well, he can see what he can see. So, you know,
No. Not in the Sapphire Room.
is that the word?
No.
I will tell you, man, sometimes things just get started off and then sometimes they don't. But I mean, this morning from the word go, it's just been on. You know what I mean? It really has. And I'm not I'm not sure how we got here.
Raj threw us the key.
I mean, I am just not sure how all this happened. But you know, hey, it is what it is. We're gonna have a good time with it,
Yep.
and we're gonna have a good time here in the Sapphire Room this morning. We may have a few other places we may end up before this show's over with this morning. What you think?
Can never tell.
You can't ever tell. So, you know, good morning, Angelique Owens. Cody said he's going to try to get out and hunt a little bit, find that golden egg. Let's see here. Hazel's over in the champagne room at Tattletales.
Close.
Nah, man, this is the Sapphire Room at
The Best Western Inn.
yeah, Bruton,
B-Town.
B-Town.
Go ahead and book your room for the jam.
Yeah. Got to get ready for that. So, listen, Wheeze is going to be the best at whatever. So you can't, I mean, you know, if he sits down, he absolutely is going to be one of the best ever. So, safe word is, oh man. Whew. Is that what it is? I didn't know we had a safe word.
There's not.
Okay. I mean,
The Sapphire Room's not for everybody.
no, it's it's probably not. That's probably safe. Or if you want to say that,
Good morning, Sandy.
you know. So at least I'm going to say that anyway. How about that? Good morning, Miss Sandy Kirkland. I'm gonna tell you what, I don't know, but I feel kind of like I feel a whole lot better about the fly situation this morning since we have the
Renee hooked us up.
the swatters in place.
Yeah, she hooked us up.
She did hook us up, and I like it. I'm gonna tell you that makes a difference right there when you're not trying to swat them with a orange, basically an orange hunting hat that you can hey look, I'm coming to hit you.
A little different game.
Yeah, we got a little camo going this morning, so we're ready to roll. So what did you? Speaking of the clues, what you guys out there, and what did you think about that clue, DJ?
It took me in a little different direction than I was thinking after clue 3. It still kind of ties together, and I don't want to narrow my search area, but I will probably get out, weather permitting, a little bit sometime this weekend and go look for it. Won't pick it up, won't claim it, but I've got an idea or two.
You just want to see it.
Yep.
Yeah. Hazel said, quit coughing that Corona all over the place.
I'm good, man.
Hey, we're in a Corona-free zone in here. The Sapphire Room has things up that it looks like it's scrubbing the air. Ain't that what that looks like to you over there?
Yep.
So I'm just
50 Shades of Sapphire. That's
oh
good.
man, Rod said, just wait till we see the gold room.
Can't wait.
Tell you what, if it's anything like the Gold Club used to be in the ATL, we're gonna have to up our ante a little bit.
Yeah, we will.
You had to have a pretty good wallet to walk in that place. I don't know if we can. We was doing good just to get invited to the Sapphire Room. I don't know if we can get into the Gold Room, but we'll try. So, so we've got Rob from Memphis calling in at 10 after 8.
Yes, and at that point you can.
Yeah, we can shut up.
You can hunker down.
Yeah, we can just chill.
I had a quick little conversation with him last night, about an hour and 15 minutes.
Tell you what, real quick, DJ, let's want to do something here, if you don't mind. If you don't have a problem with it, if you do, I understand. But I was kind of thinking that one of our mainstays that we've always said that we kind of had a problem with. So let's put it to good use. You want to move real quick?
We can. Yeah, sure. It's Friday. Moving day.
Yeah. We're going to jump out the Sapphire Room real quick. And good morning from the Conecuh River Fishing Pier.
Fish are biting.
$16 million worth of fishing pier like you can't ever believe.
Fish are biting.
If you're not worried about those signs at either end of it, there's a porta potty, as you can see, at one end behind us. There's another porta potty at the other. And I'm sure there's wigglers and worms and crickets and things like that you could go by. And y'all come on out and great day to be out here on the fishing pier.
Fish are biting.
I mean, what's it, sitting here on this bridge, I can't see anything wrong with it. Can you? I just don't see it.
It looks better than the other one, for sure.
That's a great point. That's a great point. We said no more interviews from us. He can't get any respect.
What?
Look here, Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, ease.
Yeah.
Be a team player.
Brady Carmichael, good morning to you. You have a great Friday as well. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to have respect. You just have to have fun. So.
We're getting the wheeze back.
Yeah, he's coming. For sure. Only place I knew that also had a 5-star steakhouse. I say that's a fact, Raj. No doubt. I got a real funny story about that place, but I probably shouldn't tell it because I'd probably end up in a lot of trouble.
Don't do that.
So I'm gonna leave that one alone. But for those of y'all looking for a good place to fish, y'all just remember the Connecticut River Fishing Pier. Let us say this: fish at your own risk.
Fish are biting.
They have said many times that this place is not, according to their rigorous bridge inspections, not necessarily safe.
Rigorous.
For human to go over. So might want to be cognizant of that, if you will. And I think we're going to go back to let's go back to the Sapphire Room. How about that? I kind of feel I like the Sapphire Room, and it kind of made me feel pretty good being in it this morning.
Bruton's newest edition.
Yeah. Y'all need to really check that out. Morning, Connie B. Susie said, the cement pier. Yes, it is. Good morning, Jonathan Owens. It is. It's a big cement pier, but that's all it is. There's nothing else.
At the moment.
You can't do anything else with it. And I'm going to tell you, there's no way that you can convince me that the bridge next to it is safer than the Connecticut River Fishing Pier.
Can't be.
I got a better idea. What if we get with the guys that happen to be the purveyors of Ashton's Ponds, and we get Josh Godwin in on the deal, and maybe set up like a Bobby Dahlberg's fish camp like they used to have over in Coffeyville, right there underneath the bridge. Well, since we can't use this bridge, can we go underneath it? Maybe. I mean,
maybe.
I don't see any no interest signs underneath it. So I will give everybody a little piece of advice about the hunt if they want to hear it.
Sure.
And one thing I want to mention, let's all remember that we've said it time and time again. It's not on private property. I've had let's just say I've had the opportunity to see some people hunting Bonnie Beach. And
whoa, got a splash.
Well, there you go.
Pot got splashed.
All right. Well, there you go. Here we who is this here? Jennifer Taylor. Splashed $50 for the Emerald Room.
There it is.
Well, we'll come up with that. We'll find that Emerald Room.
Pot has been splashed.
Yes. The pot has been splashed. But get back to what I was saying. We and thank you, Jennifer, for that. $2,050.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Yeah. But getting back to what I was saying, so, just remember that. It's not on private property. It can be anywhere else, but it's not on private property. When we were talking about Bonnie Beach way before the hunt started. Somehow or another, people have, I think that, that got twisted in amongst it somehow. So, that's, there you go. DJ Pearl, so he needs a place to fish.
Yes, sir.
Hey, there's one right out there on Riverview.
Robert Earl.
Yeah. What's up, Robert Earl?
Good morning, Randall Mallard, number 44.
That's you don't have to worry about all that. Just going out there and that's right, Bobby's Fish Camp. I used to be last few times I've been over, the restaurant wasn't open. I mean, maybe it closed down for good. I don't know, but I know it used to be some great catfish.
Did I see Sarge you in?
She said yes. She said, wait, what kind of pier?
Let's go ahead and hit it. Top 5.
Oh.
Before Rob calls in. I don't want Sarge you to miss it.
Okay, so we ready for Top 5 Friday. Tell you what, man, it's always one of my favorites. What are we counting down? Friday, June, what is today? The 5th? I guess. My watch ain't showing me for some reason.
We got another splash.
We got another splash?
Another splash.
Okay.
Melanie French put in 50, making it even 2,100. Here we go, folks. 2,100 now in the golden egg. Thank you, Melanie.
Yeah. Thank you, Melanie. That's awesome. $2,100 in the golden egg. He said that. I'm just saying what he said. So there you go. That's Jennifer Taylor's hunting partner.
There it is.
There you go. You can look on the Boss Man Productions page. There are the links, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all those are available. So you can send it to us. We much appreciate it. And look forward to seeing more hunters. Now, back to the lecture at hand.
For those that may have never seen this segment of a program, let me say first and foremost, I'm a fair guy. Everybody has a poll. I like to do mine from time to time on an array of topics, normally around college athletics. And today, I thought it would be fitting with the passing of Coach Dye to rank the top 5 coaches of all time in the SEC, football coaches of all time in the SEC.
I think that's fantastic.
Some of the criteria included, but not limited to, wins, culture change. Did you disrespect players? Did you mislead players? Did you possibly lie to players? Take all that in, put it in the tumbler, and it shook out, and I have it.
We're going to start with number 5.
Number 5. The 5th best coach of all time in the SEC in college football, Urban Meyer. The only coach to have won legitimate national championships at 2 Power 5 schools, Ohio State and Florida. Did great things at Utah, Bowling Green as well. And I think Urban, even with his health issues, is deserving of the number 5 spot.
Number 5, Urban Meyer. That's I can go with that.
Okay.
I can go with that for sure. Number 4.
Number 4, Vince Dooley, University of Georgia.
Another great choice.
An Auburn graduate.
Yes.
Coached his entire Division I career at UGA. Won the championship with Herschel in 1980. Several SEC championships. A real Southern gentleman. Vince Dooley, number 4.
Number 3.
The old ball coach, Steve Spurrier.
Gotta do it.
Like him or hate him.
Gotta do it.
He got it done. Called a bunch of good ball plays.
He did, man. And I'm going to tell you, if he had stayed at Florida.
Oh, wow. Thankfully, he didn't.
Thankfully, he didn't.
Thankfully, he didn't.
But if he had have, do you know?
Yep.
I mean, man, that wouldn't have been good for sure. All right, so we coming up on number 2?
Number 2.
Number 2.
Rocky Top, Tennessee, Johnny Majors.
Johnny Majors.
One of the pioneers of modern day football. I mean, he was just probably ahead of his time. I think the Go Big Orange, the Rocky Top Nation certainly mourned the passing of him this past week.
Yes.
And he was one of the Mount Rushmore guys for sure.
No doubt. All right. The one you all been waiting for. Number 1.
Patrick Fain Dye, who ironically was a UGA graduate. And then, of course, came to Auburn from East Carolina, won 2 national championships, 5 SEC championships, 4 in a row to close out the decade of the Eddies. And we're going to miss him. Going to miss Coach Dye.
And there you have it. Top 5 Friday.
Thought it was fair.
DJ's Top 5 Friday brought to you.
It pained me not to have Jackie Sherrill in there. Jackie Sherrill was probably 6. Here, Houston Nutt, 6'7", interchangeable. A lot of good coaches in the SEC.
This Top 5 Friday brought to you by Bruton Package and Sarju Patel.
No doubt about that.
Sarju wants to remind everyone that the only real poll that matters is DJ's.
Sarju, thank you for your support.
That was difficult to read, Sarju. I mean, but that, you know, hey, ad copy is ad copy. You got to read it as you get it.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? So,
What Rob Burgundy does.
yeah, that's what he did. That's what she said. Oh, man. So, yeah.
Rob will probably have some thoughts on that.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. I'm anxious to see what his thoughts are. So so listen. Now this tropical storm has been downgraded to a tropical depression. It's expected to pick up strength in the warm water of the Gulf of Mexico and hit southern states by Sunday. Most projected paths have it hitting Louisiana first. So is it going to be bad or not bad?
Doesn't sound like it's going to be as bad as what they thought maybe a little earlier in the week.
Yeah, I think earlier it was probably not going to be a good thing. Now Sarju's wanting to put her top fives up. Sarju, you just sponsored the top 5. I mean, you know.
She's been doing it for over a year.
I know. I mean, we just gave her credit.
I thank you for your support.
Yeah, we just gave her credit for actually being the one that has sponsored the top 5 all this time. I mean, without Sarju's support, the top 5 would not be. It just wouldn't happen.
Thank you, Sarju.
We appreciate it, Sarju. Thank you so much. And oh yeah, we listen. Remind everyone. I'm glad you said that, Jesse James. You'll keep Taylor Derricks in your thoughts and prayers as she begins another round of chemo on Monday. And let's keep that family in our thoughts and prayers if we can. Tell you what, that's she's been through it.
She has.
I mean, she has, no doubt. So, well, listen, you sponsored it, so whichever one you want, Sarju.
We're in the Sapphire Room. You tell me.
Be advised, the suspect is armed and considered extremely dangerous.
Said he was armed and dangerous. That's what I heard. You know, a little bit of a rainmaker. Yeah, I think so. Oh goodness, Miss Carroll said these other delusional choices. I thought your choices were spot on.
I'm a fair guy.
I mean, I don't know how anybody can argue with that top 5. How could they?
I'm a fair guy.
I mean, really, I don't know how they could argue with that.
Doug Barfield didn't make the list.
Yeah.
Ray Perkins didn't make the list.
I mean, Bill Curry.
I mean, there's several good coaches who didn't make it. That's why it's a poll.
I mean, there's several. I mean, Terry Bowden. I mean,
Lots of good coaches.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll be honest with you. I didn't really include like Texas A&M and the South Carolina contingent, even though Spurrier ended his career there. They just hadn't been around long enough to have that body of work that I was looking for.
Yeah, well, you know, you got to have a little bit of that. I get that for sure. So, you know, I understand that.
Pat Cornelius is in. Pat, Rob Brown is going to be calling in just a moment. You're going to want to stick around for that if you can. Put on a seatbelt and take a couple of Tylenol. But Rob Brown's going to be calling in any moment.
For those of y'all that have not experienced the Friday segment with what
Rob from Memphis.
Yeah, Rob from Memphis. But I guess you're in for a treat. How about that? I will tell you what, we're gonna have Sarju so hot that she's gonna be
Becky Blackburn's in, and if Becky is still in, if she hasn't already gotten disgusted and left, I saw a post on Facebook the other day, and I think it was on, I don't know if it was on the Drive Time page or that page where you grew up in Bruton, but there was a reference to the old city pool, and they were talking about a guy who used to do 2.5 and 3 flips off the diving board, and he was an attraction, a local guy. I can't remember his name, but the poster also said that Becky Blackburn was an avid diver. She was a part of the entertainment as well.
Really?
But, yeah. So I didn't know that.
Tell you something. If you didn't ease out to the end of that board and say, wipe that water off of it, tell what you'd do. You'd come off the end of it diving all right. You didn't want to run out there and like spring like you was going to spring off of it because your feet come out from underneath you and you'd be down. I mean,
yeah.
Did you come off that diving board several times?
I usually stayed in front of the lifeguard stands.
I wonder why. I mean, why don't you run down the list of who the lifeguards were at that time, and I'm sure everybody will understand.
Well, I remember Monica Williams-Graydon. And I remember Monica.
Yes.
And I remember Monica.
Yes.
And I remember Monica.
Yes. And Butcher it gets to lay claim that she taught him swimming lessons.
Yeah.
I mean, how about that? Something wrong with that picture, isn't it?
Something's wrong with that picture.
Yeah, it really is. Y'all have that Xanax, better get one in before Rob from Memphis calls in.
I like that.
The Rob Brown experience.
I like that.
I like that. I'd steal that, King Kane.
Rob will be on later in the day on his radio station that he airs his program on in Memphis a little bit later in the afternoon. We'll make sure we get that information and try to drive some people to his show because it is entertaining.
Heather Godwin says she feel like we should have on tuxes, smoking cigars, and a glass of bourbon with this background.
The Sapphire Room.
Let's see. We can handle the cigars, the bourbon, the tux. That might be a little tough. Will a sport coat work all right?
Can we get a T-shirt that kind of looks like a tux?
Yeah. Like Chris Farley?
Oh, yeah.
What was that? What skit was that on Saturday Night Live? They did that. He was all dressed up. Remember, except he didn't have anything on but that white part of the tux. That was it. Tonight is your best chance to get a glimpse at the full strawberry moon. Are you
is there a particular time?
It'll appear at its largest this afternoon around 2 p.m. Central.
2 p.m.?
That's what it says.
You won't be able to see it from here.
I'm just saying what it. I'm just telling what what I'm getting is what I'm reading here. But it says largest. It will be at its brightest in the night sky sometime after dark.
Okay.
I mean, I think we all would have agreed with that. So let's see here. What else was I looking at? Oh, man. Here we go. Still no winner for Tuesday night's Mega Millions drawing. Tonight's drawing will be for a $378 million jackpot or a $297 million cash payout.
That would work.
That would work. Single winning ticket for Wednesday night's Powerball drawing was sold in West Virginia. The lucky winner has the option to take $135 million or $108 million cash prize. I don't know about you, but I think life would. I think my attitude on things would change just a little bit.
That can make a lot of problems go away.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. Without question. Without question. So I see Heather Sims in. Thank you, Heather, for getting me in there yesterday and taking care of me with the man. I got some new contacts, and man, I can see a whole lot better.
That'll help with the headaches also.
It will. I was in rough shape there for a while, so I was. Again, thank you, Heather. I appreciate that. And if y'all need your eyes, contacts, glasses, whatever, go down and see Heather. Optical World, Bruton Eye Center, right downtown, next to what we call the old Sonic. I mean, it's been a bunch of other things, but I think it's just kind of most recognized as the old Sonic. So, it was so beautiful. Oh, the moon was beautiful around 3-ish this morning. I can tell you, I wouldn't have known.
I didn't catch that.
What's the boom boom room?
Well, if we want to go down that road, there is such a place.
Oh, yes. That's a lot of long wheelbase 10s, King said. A lot.
Good morning, King.
A whole lot. It is. It really is. So, listen.
Maybe Rob's not going to call this morning.
I'm shocked that it's 1 minute after the time Rob's supposed to call, because I figured I was going to be burning my minutes up on my phone over here and have to go reload them.
Yeah.
Not because of how long, but how fast he uses them.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not real sure. Rob, I figured we were about to get land blasted. I think it's the only word I can come up with. So
maybe we're going to miss him this morning. Something must have come up.
Yeah, maybe so. That'll be okay. He could upgrade the Sapphire Room and build a Chaser's rooftop bar and grill. Now, that would be awesome.
That's the thought, Raj.
That would be awesome. That'd be real awesome. And it is a thought. If you do that, let us know, and we'll climb up on top of that and do a show from there as well.
Mm-hmm.
We love the Sapphire Room. Doesn't look like a good weekend for the second sandbar, DJ.
That's so disappointing. So disappointing. Making my maiden voyage to the coast this weekend.
I know you're headed to the coast, and
it'll be a washout.
This is kind of the first. I think it's the first time you've been this. Well, I don't want to say first, but I mean,
yeah, it's the first one this season.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
And the second sandbar was calling your name.
I just got a text from Rob Brown. He is telling me to stand by. He's going to call in 1 minute on your phone.
Well, we are anxiously standing by, Rob. And Connie said, that's what she said.
Connie's quick. Connie is quick.
Zeke Smith. Good morning, Zeke. How you doing this morning? King Kane won't know about them case quarters. So that 378 million of them, that's a lot of them.
That's a lot of them.
I wonder if you ask for the payout in case quarters, I wonder if they could accommodate you.
They'd probably slap you. And it would only get worse from there.
It may, but I mean, you got to admit it'd be great. It'd be great to be able to be in that position, because if you're worth $378 million, your filter is negative 20.
Wait a minute. There's another splash.
Another splash? There we go.
Look at that.
Wait a minute. Splash $25 and a homemade red velvet cake to the prize. Tracy Steele. Thank you, Tracy. I'm going to tell you something. You better make sure
if she brings the cake for us to hold, you're not going to get it.
That's what I was about to say.
I can assure you that.
You better make sure. Let's see. Good morning, Rob. You're on with KJ and DJ. What's going on?
Hey, guys. Man, I'll tell you what, just working out. I can't go in my office. Hadn't been able to go in there since the middle of I think March 16th. And so you work out and then do all your client work for your clients. And then build your radio show. And by the way, I loved it. I've shown y'all's podcast to lots of people up here in Memphis, and they agree with me. They said, man, that's where it's at. I mean, where everybody up here, I told you, from 1 or 2 generations removed from a town like Bruton, and Bruton would be big for these towns down in the Mississippi Delta. Some of these towns down there got 1,500 people, and 1,400 of them work on 3 or 4 big, farms. So I love y'all's show, and I'm gonna tell you what, the Dirty 30 and this concert coming up July 18th, that was fun. Last week with Walter Lewis on there and DJ and Neil Caldwell from Auburn talking about it. Man, you can tell Walter is proud to be from Bruton down in Escambia County, and hell, I would be too. I'm proud to be on the show with you. War down.
War Eagle Rob, thanks for calling in. And of course, we enjoyed being a part of your program last week. And did you start to get an understanding of how everything runs through the Dirty 30?
I love it. I mean, like you say, you've got 30 Escambia County, everything. You're right on the Florida line, and everything runs through it. And you couldn't have, I don't know who your creative writer is, if it's you or Kevin, or Ken, I'm sorry, whichever one of y'all does it, but it's brilliant. The Dirty 30, the best, worst show ever. And telling me last week if you had 6,000 people in a town and you got 1,400 people viewing your podcast within an hour of it being, that's almost 25%. That is unbelievable. I mean, you get those kind of numbers for a Super Bowl telecast. I mean, I think it's great. Because y'all talk about stuff that matters. And I got a buddy of mine. Do y'all ever eat breakfast in the morning?
I drink it.
Well, you remember Carl Childers from Sling Blade?
Oh, yeah.
I was kind of wanting something another good to eat in there. What you reckon you got anything good to eat in there? What you reckon you like? Mm-hmm. I love old Carl. You know what? Carl loved him some biscuits, and he loved them with mustard. I mean, any man that can take off a couple of people's heads with a sling blade, sit down and take out biscuits with mustard and sit there and just be as calm as him. That guy is steady under pressure. He'd be a hell of a quarterback on a 2-minute drill, wouldn't he?
He would.
I don't think I'd want to be in the huddle with him, though. I got no reason to kill nobody. Mm-hmm. What a strange character, man.
It's kind of like being in the Sapphire room.
Normal.
Kind of like being in the Sapphire room with no keys to the dadgum closets over here.
That's right. I mean, it is wild. It is wild, man. But, man, been a tough week, man. Coach Dye, we lost him Monday, and then Coach Majors at Tennessee on Wednesday. Holy cow, man. They're up there. They're up there in heaven now, drinking a good bottle of Tennessee whiskey and talking about Southeastern Conference football. But they both, Dye had an unbelievable run and had an impact on people. And I tell you, I've got my Alabama friends are upset about it. He's just a part of a great era that's why we love the game of not just college football, but we love our universities, and makes me more proud to be from the South to know how Coach Dye went out. All the things he accumulated in life. He went out in the pine box, the horse-drawn carriage with bagpipes being played as they came over the hill and buried him under a 15-foot tall sapling from one of the original Toomer's Corner oaks. And he was buried. Was not embalmed and was buried in a white shroud. Joe Witt, Rodney Garner, Bo Jackson, and the yellow fella, Jimmy Rain, were there along with his family, his 4 kids and grandchildren and all. And Chico out there at the farm who runs the operation. But he said, I want to fertilize this tree and hang around Auburn forever. And I believe he's going to get his wish. Don't y'all think so?
Rob, a lot of people would like to use the term old school. I would say that burial is old school.
Oh, it doesn't, KJ, DJ, I've never seen one like that. It's been a long time. I do remember one of our family relatives from down in the Mississippi Delta, when he died, they had his casket in the middle of the house, and people came by to see it. That's an old Southern tradition you don't see anymore. But Coach Dye was unbelievable. He said, "Hey, I want to fertilize that tree. I want to be part of Auburn forever." And all presidents have a presidential library. Clinton's got one, looks like a double wide trailer over there in Little Rock down by the river. That's about what he's worthy of anyway. Then you take a look at George Bush, has a beautiful presidential library. Well, Coach Dye and Auburn have Crooked Oaks Ranch, 750 acres out there in Notasulga, and Chico runs it, and Melissa Talmadge is his assistant. It's awesome. If you've never been there, folks, it's got a one-bedroom barn cabin right there. Right there, you wake up in the morning, and what you hear is horses all on top of you. Not literally in the bed with you, but it's awesome. And you go out there, and then you got the 3-bedroom cabin about 50 yards up the gravel road, and they look like they were made out of the Orvis catalog. The towel racks in the bathrooms are deer antlers. It doesn't get any better, folks. Then he's got a lodge that is basically the history of his life and college football. It's pictures of him and Coach Bryant and his brothers and Wally Butts, Johnny Majors, and all of his football memories. Francis Tarkington. It is unbelievable, and you can rent that lodge out. Quail hunting, deer hunting, turkey hunting, and Coach would get up in the morning and eat breakfast with you, and they'd go out on that old wagon, old-style Southern quail hunting, KJ and DJ, with mules pulling you, and Chico up there, leading it, and you go shoot quail, and you come back in, you eat dinner, and Coach Dye come and have, a few hotties with you, some cocktails, and tell you, you get to talk to him, and just listening to the man talk. Holy cow, man. As great of a painter as Norman Rockwell was, Pat Dye was that great of a storyteller. Old school guys, no, he was a hard-ass, old school American dream come true, just like my dad and y'all's parents were. I feel blessed to have gotten to be around him some. I wasn't one of his players, but I did talk to Ben Tamborello. He's going to be on the show with us tomorrow morning. The reverence that these players have for Coach Dye, it's more about teaching them how to get through tough times in life. And, just like y'all do in this podcast, you're building up, you're going to build up a hell of an audience. Y'all are going to be the David Leatherman of South Alabama. That's what y'all are going to have this show. You're going to have characters like Larry Bud Melman and, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Schaefer in the band. And you remember Brother Theodore that used to come out on the Letterman show? That guy was goofier than a bunch of lab rats on meth, man. But he was a character, wasn't he?
He was. Rob, I want to go back to one thing you said about Coach Dye's cabin there at the Crooked Oaks. I want to get some clarity on this. There is not a horse in the room, correct?
No, but literally it's called the tack. It's called the barn cabin, and you can rent that cabin out. I think it's $150 a night, and it's beautiful, and it's the detail. It's all wood, like I said, the towel racks and all the hanging things for your coats and shirts are deer antlers. The detail. It's unreal, and it is so peaceful out there. It's 750 acres in Notasulga, and I'm going to tell you, they got a commercial kitchen out there. They've got a pavilion, man, that is unreal. I was up there last August, and they had all the suite owners from Jordan-Hare Stadium there, and Coach Dye he was in rare form, man. He was like Billy Graham at a tent revival on the side of the highway, man, with the good book in his hand, talking about Auburn and Coach Malzahn and all. And he said something, I loved it. He goes, when I came to Auburn, and I can't speak like he can, only Coach Dye, but he goes, Auburn people, to be honest with you, were scared of Alabama. And that was the first thing we had to tackle was being afraid of Alabama. But I got in that room after I was introduced as the coach. I went over there and I met with the team, and I said, I'm going to tell you something. I want everybody to listen up right now. He said, what are you here for? Are you here because you love football, or are you here because you love Auburn? And, Dye would pause, and everybody would be waiting. That was his effect in speech. And he said, I'm going to tell you something. If you ain't here because you love Auburn, you ain't going to want to be around after we get through with your ass this spring practice. 37 players quit the first spring practice in the spring of 1981 at Auburn. Every night, guys were leaving, screeching, pulling out of the parking lot at the old athletic dorm, Sewell Hall. He built a culture. He reinstituted the Auburn way. Hard work is the only way in life. As Coach Dye would say, ain't no easy way in life. Wasn't easy out there tonight. But he is just personifies what Auburn and the state of Alabama is. I promise you, I'm from Tennessee, but I love the state of Alabama. I love people down there are awesome because you ain't got to worry about them having your back when things ain't going right. I mean, Auburn and Alabama is the greatest rivalry in all of sports. Y'all would agree?
Absolutely.
But when something happens, a tornadoes or hurricane disaster, we pull together because it's just great people. They put God first. We ain't perfect, but we put God first. We do things right. We like to help each other out, but we like to win. And the word win stands for whatever is necessary.
I love
and
it.
That's what Coach Dye brought back to Auburn, and he taught us to find excuses to win. That's what I love. And you know, the respect that he had, not just from the Auburn people, but you wouldn't believe people that come from all over the country just to come by and just to meet him and talk to him. And I tell you, Winston Churchill, one of the greatest speakers ever. Coach Dye is right up there with him because he would pause at the end of his sentences, and you'd be on the edge of your seat listening, hanging on every word he said. And I like to talk. I get wound up, man. I get fired up like an Energizer bunny on steroids. But I'm going to tell you what, when I was around him, be quiet, just listen. And, man, I'll tell you what, we're going to miss him. But the way I look at it, people like that, their legacies live on forever because here we are talking about him, and we'll be talking about him 40 years from now. My 100th birthday, I'm going to call y'all's show, and we're going to celebrate him on that day.
That would be great. Rob, I got a question. For those watching our program today, if they wanted to watch yours this afternoon, how could they do that here in the Dirty 30 if they wanted to turn in and catch your show this afternoon?
All right. If we go in the studio, it's on YouTube, but I may do it remote from one of my sponsors, from Holiday Ham and Pimentos, but I'll sit out on the patio and have a few road sodas. It's fun. But you go to sidelines.live, sidelines.live.
Okay.
And our motto is we cover the University of Memphis and the SEC heavy and whoever your favorite team is. We got, you know, people from Clemson, Ohio State. And what I try to do on the show, I like to schedule the guests and the callers in 10 and 15-minute blocks. So where it's just bam, bam, bam. I look at it like if I was Gordon Ramsay, nothing's coming out of that kitchen going on somebody's table, and they're going to pay that kind of money unless it is absolutely my best I can possibly do. I try to approach every show like that. And then talking to y'all too, and just talking to you yesterday, DJ, y'all got more business common sense and planning common sense than I do. I can tell you that with this kind of stuff. I'm learning a lot. But I tell you what, it's all about your callers, your listeners, and putting a great product out there. And like you said, how many people read the newspaper anymore? The one in Memphis is so damn liberal. They try to get me to subscribe. I say, I'm sorry, my dog is already house trained. But thank you anyway.
What time's your show come on sidelines.live?
All right, we go 3 to 5 on Fridays Central. And then we go, we just got the second hour. We're going to be 8 to 10 on Saturday mornings. And like I said, tomorrow we've got Bill Courtney, who was, if you ever saw that movie Undefeated back several years ago, it's about him going into North Memphis, taking a team in the hood of hoods. It was awful. And he turned them in. They got to the playoffs. I had maybe the best season in school history. He did it for 7 years. He hung in there, and Bill Courtney, he won an Oscar for it. And he was a Sigma Nu at Ole Miss. Great man. Younger, he's like 51. He's 5 years younger than I am. And then we're going to have Ben Tamborello, who went to Shades Valley High School, was an All-American at Auburn, and he's got some hilarious stories he's going to tell. And, man, you know what? The greatest thing you'll have in life is the relationships with the people you go through the toughest of times with. And that's why the guys love Coach Dye so much. But that's what we try to do on Sidelines. We know what y'all do. I love what y'all do because you are the dang tip of the spear for Bruton in that area around you. And y'all, you know, people say, well, you know, what are you going to talk about? Y'all got a ton of stuff to talk about. I mean, and just listening to Walter Lewis, when you got on the phone last week, DJ, he loves you. He loves Bruton. And Neil Caldwell's grandfather, what you said, Mr. George Harrison, meant to him. You heard it. You can't make that stuff up. You can't make that stuff up unless you have great people from, you know, like a place like Bruton or Carrollton, Georgia, or Enterprise, Alabama, down in the Wiregrass, whatever. You can't make that stuff up. That's why we love Auburn. Alabama people feel the same way. I understand it. My best friend's an Alabama guy, still a good person. We just don't watch the game together because it's during duck season, and that might get crazy. But anyway, I it's fun on the show. And KJ, I'd love to have you call in and talk with you, because I'll tell you right now, I wish you were my agent. You got the best equipment, best sound quality. I love y'all's show.
Well, I'll tell you this, when you get ready for that, you just give me a call, let me know. I don't know that, I don't know the sports side of it like DJ and yourself and those guys, but if you want to talk technical, I'm ready for that conversation.
Well, listen, I mean, like the stations up here, Sports 56 WHBQ, you know, I'll go in the studio. We just started that one, you know, March 14th, but talked about timing. That was the first weekend of the widespread pandemic. Not to be confused with the widespread panic, which is what all the deadheads started to follow after Jerry Garcia checked out, 25 years ago? A lot of them think he's still alive because they're tripping still. But now look, it's awesome. I love your set and everything. But main thing is y'all are versatile. You can talk about sports, politics, whatever. And by the way, 6,000 people down there in Bruton. Murder Creek, all the battle at WS, was it T.R. Miller versus W.S. Neal, correct?
That's correct.
All right. I mean, look, that fuels you 12 months a year. But no, look, doing sports radio is a lot of fun because you get great. It's all about your guests and your callers on there. But guys, we're going to have college football. I know Alabama had a bunch of guys test positive for the China virus yesterday, but we're going to have it. And every day we're getting better. And my recommendation is turn off the idiot box. Rush was right. Turn it off for 10 days and restore your faith in America, because there's a lot of negativity out there right now. But it's all changing as these athletes come back. Let's be safe. Let's take care of them. But, guys, there's a lot to talk about. And I would love to, you know, I'm going to tell you something. I love talking about college football. I get excited talking about recruiting and basketball and all this stuff. But it's all about the people, man. And we got people like Walter Lewis. Guys, he is loved in Memphis because he was our quarterback for the Memphis Showboats back in 84 and 85. And we were packing 50,000 plus in at the Liberty Bowl. And Walter was a rock star up here, man. You know, Memphis is the city of three kings: Martin Luther, Ramses, Jerry the King Lawler, and Elvis the King. But it's also the Showboats, man. I'm telling you, Walter Lewis and the Showboats, Reggie White, all those players they had, 17 of them 5 years after they shut the USFL down, 17 of the Showboat players Walter Lewis played with were still on active duty NFL rosters 5 years later. That says something about what they were close to. And probably if Memphis would have built the stadium, the Jacksonville Jaguars are really Memphis's NFL team. But y'all put out some great ones. Again, we talked about Dow Altman and Lee Mark Sellers. Bottom line, you can't get people like that unless they start with a great gene pool. It must be something strong about Escambia County. Plus, you're 45 minutes away from Pensacola. What's not to like about that? I mean, good God, how could you not be happy living down there?
It is. We consider it a blessing to be down here, be from here. We certainly appreciate our friends from outside the area, you being one of them. Certainly appreciate you taking time out of your morning to call in and play with us a little bit. And we're going to try to direct some traffic to your show this afternoon.
Well, look, and I want to tell you something. Boss Man Productions rocks. And I know I get wound up, KJ, and get kind of excited, but anytime I'm in Alabama, my adrenaline level goes up, because that's where I learned how to overcome a lot of things. I graduated from Auburn. It took me a while. I was redshirted twice academically, but I got through. And I tell you what, I fell asleep in the economics class and hit my head and was out for a quarter. I'm kidding. No, but there's just something great about that state, and it's the people. But I love calling in, and I want y'all to start calling in on my show. And any way I can help you, I tell you what I wish you would do, though. Send me the website or whatever, so I can put it up on our home site for the webpage for the Dirty 30 concert coming up July 18th, and we'll promote it to everybody we know, because I'm sure you're aware of it. There's a ton load of people up here in Memphis that go down to the Gulf Coast, and they would love to stop off for a big old party like you're going to have July 18th in Bruton. So if you'll do that, I'll be most grateful.
Yeah, we'll send it up. And you're planning on coming. You and Audrey are coming, correct?
as that woman said on the Roy D. Mercer about, he said, listen, my boy Raymond come in there and you order coffee. And he said, no, don't give him decaffeinated coffee. And you non-decaffeinated, you gave him decaf. And, well, listen, he got so damn wired up. He went out there and, well, he ran into a police car and he took off, and they had to chase him down out there on the highway, and had to blow his tires out. And, well, he's in jail, and I got to get the bail money. It's $728.25. I need to get that took care of. Do what? Are you Modine that works up there at the coffee house out there at the title house? Yeah. He goes, well, you gonna pay it? And he goes, I'm gonna tell you what, I ain't paying it. You paying it. And she goes, you damn right. You come on out here right now. My name is Modine. We'll go sideways in the parking lot. I love people like that, folks, by the way. But anyway.
So you and Audrey are coming, right?
What did Waylon Jennings say? Absolutely, July 18th. Waylon Jennings said it best. I've always been crazy, but it's kept me from going insane. Absolutely. And send me that icon, and we'll promote it and anything we can about Bruton, man. Because I'm going to tell you something. Big cities are warehouses of decadence. Thomas Jefferson said it, and look what's happening in America today. I think there's going to be a resurgence in people moving to small towns. Don't get them too big. Keep them small. But I tell you what, your podcast is the start of a new revolution, and I love it.
Thank you so much, Rob.
Appreciate it, Rob. Have a good weekend. Appreciate you calling in, man.
Y'all too. Send me that icon. We'll see you later. Talk to you next week. Thanks.
See ya.
How about B-Town getting some love up in Memphis?
I'll tell you what, man.
We're fixing to blow it up there.
If that's our marketing guy in Memphis, we're in good shape.
We're in good shape.
I'm
going to send him the stuff for the Dirty 30 Jam. He'll blast it.
Yeah, we're in real good shape. I can tell you.
He's something else, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch the show 4 times to really understand what was just said. Not because he's illiterate or doesn't speak very well. I just don't comprehend at Mach 5.
He gets a lot of information out there, man.
Let me ask you this. Did he talk to Walter that fast as well?
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, if you think this is a put on, go on his show today at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock, you go to sidelines.live and listen to him. And I'm going to tell you something. It's amazing how he brings his guest in and out. It's just like that. It is just like that. He had Walter, Neil Caudle, Tommy Tuberville. It was a boom, boom, boom.
You can tell he's a professional. Okay, I mean, there's no doubt he's done this before. Okay, yeah. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is did Walter text you during the middle of it and go?
Walter and I talked when it was over. And we finally had a chance to catch up, and it was nice to speak to him.
What did Walter say?
Well, Walter, Rob was actually reminding Walter of plays that Walter made. No, you didn't, Walter. No, you didn't. You threw it to Jesse Bendros at the 7-yard line.
Yeah.
But he was great. But I do love Rob. Bruton's on the map in Memphis.
It is.
And it'll be on the map again today at 3 o'clock. He will talk about Bruton today at 3 o'clock. Sidelines.live. Just go check it out for a little while.
I saw Marcus Hall in a little earlier, and are they able, or are they doing things again at the Fisher Center? Or are they still having to do kind of things on a remote type basis? Or we need to get Marcus in.
Marcus is going to come in here with us.
Yeah.
We're going to get him.
What they're doing is awesome.
It's actually very cutting edge. It's state of the art.
Sure.
I would seriously doubt that there is another rural community that has a program in place like we have with the STEM program with Marcus and his wife Valerie.
No, and I agree.
I think right now they're picking up, like they're doing something with robots. I think the kids are coming by and picking up kits. I'm not sure they're grouping up in big numbers just yet, but we need to get Marcus in here, and I think he would do. I think Marcus would come in for sure.
Oh, I'd love to have Marcus come in, and because I listen. I like all that techie stuff, especially talking about robots and things like that. I like that. So I'd love to sit down and let Marcus, explain what all they're doing and how they do it, and the things that they're doing. Because I'll tell you, man, some of the things that I see them post that they are part of, and the trips that they've made and things that they do. I tell you, I would have enjoyed that as a kid. I would have loved to have been a part of that.
we've said it before, and we'll continue to say it. Number one, because it's the truth.
Good morning, life changing.
We grew the best people right here.
There's no doubt.
Marcus Hall went off, did very well for himself in the engineering field, retired, and he made this comment to me just the other day. Could have lived anywhere in the world. And you know where he chose to come back to?
Bruton, Alabama.
He said that God put it on his heart to come back and invest in these kids, and he does it. He doesn't just talk about it. He puts his money where his mouth is, and he does it. He is doing amazing things. He is changing lives, and we're going to get Marcus Hall in here and help draw some attention to it, some awareness, some opportunities to partner up for those that might have an interest, and just celebrate it.
I mean, I want you to, I want you to, if you take a step back for just a second, I mean, think about it. We have a restaurant in town that you can go eat at that costs you $0.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? $0. We have people in our community like the Marcus Halls.
Mm-hmm.
We have people in our community that go unnamed every day.
Mm-hmm.
that do these types of things, get involved, want to make a difference, make differences. Like you said, could have went anywhere. We talked to a good friend of yours, a guy I met several years ago, but I went to school with his sister and Herbert Boyd.
Oh, yeah.
Got to talk to him yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He could have went anywhere.
Could have went anywhere.
And he came back
here.
to Bruton.
Mm-hmm.
And great guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and just, think about that. There must be something. When you're young and you hear these people, I hate Bruton, or there's nothing, we don't have this, we don't have that, Hey, we might not have 48 restaurants. We may not have 2 bowling alleys. We may not have movie theaters, which, by the way, they're all going out of business. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but they are. May not have all that. We've got great people. Working to do great things. The Stephen Dickeys of the world. Mm-hmm. You're talking about a man that gave a organ of his own.
Gave his kidney
to another man.
An employee of his.
Absolutely.
He didn't have no prior relationship.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I challenge you to find another town, small, ish, bigger-ish, around our size or bigger. I challenge you to find a town that you can point to that many things and say, this is why our community is the greatest community in the world.
It is. And we say it and we have fun with it, but it's also the truth. This is the greatest community in the world. I'm going to embarrass her, and she'll never stand up and take credit for what she does, and we've recognized her efforts before. We grow the best people here, period.
Absolutely.
But we also have people who work their tail off for this town. Connie's one of them.
Oh,
works her tail off.
There's no doubt. Listen, the very first episode of The Bottom Line.
That's right.
Was 7 years ago. Mm-hmm. You agree with that?
Yeah.
And 7 years ago, what did we say? We said it's the hardest working person on behalf of the city of Bruton that there is. Did we not say that?
We did say that.
I mean, and you pointed it out, and I had never thought about it till you said it. You said when we're all loading the vehicles up to head down to the coast on Fridays and Saturdays, guess what? She's down there sitting in a lawn chair making sure the choo-choo market goes well.
I bet 40 to 50 weekends of the year, 40 to 50 weekends of the year, she's working on behalf of this community.
No doubt.
Trying to put things in place to make it a little bit better.
No doubt. Marcus said pickup is this Saturday, so they're still doing the pickup. I saw LaShonda said, yes, Saturday drive-through and pickup at 8 a.m. And look, there again, you got LaShonda Watson. Think of the great things LaShonda and the Women to Women group have done. Think of the great things that Sarge U and of course Bruton Strong and the Wild at Heart bunch have done for people, and there's just for years, and I think that we'd be remiss without talking about this. For years, the Neal Trust took care of a lot of things locally. They weren't the only ones.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, you watch, Tom Neal was very generous. He and so were all the Neals. But I'm saying he was one of the ones who wanted to make sure that schools and things had this and did that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't he an integral part of the YMCA?
He just built it.
Yeah. So that's as integral as it gets.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Well, you talked about the Bruton Strong movement, and that's just another example of things that go on here that I don't see going on anywhere else. If it is, that's great for their communities, but I'd like for somebody to bring some attention to that.
Oh, yeah,
You
sure.
know how much Sarge and Wade get paid to keep that effort going?
They get paid zero.
They get paid zero. You know why they do it?
I can tell you, they get paid nothing.
Do you know why they do it?
Because they love the community.
They love the community, and they love the people in the community.
Sure. I mean, and that's...
And you see those examples up and downtown. I mean, it's just all throughout our communities. Everybody plays a part in it. We grow the best people right here.
I mean, there's no doubt. We do. I mean, and I'm going to tell you this. You're going to be hard-pressed to argue that with to find anybody to argue that any differently. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know who you can find to argue that any differently. But, it's any time that you see people that are doing things, that go above and beyond just the course of a day, that go above beyond just the course of business or the course of the job or the course of what they're supposed to do. That's why we love Bruton.
That's why we love Bruton.
When helping hands are needed, they're there. When they're not needed, they're still there. People just don't know it, And that's the great thing about this place. And we've been blessed to have people such as, pick up 10 to 12, Marcus said, this Saturday. But, we've been blessed to have people like, the Marcus Halls and the Connie Baggett's and
it's an endless list of names.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I could keep going, but I mean, and I know things, we went on and on about it, but I mean, how many cities, how many towns can you go in a restaurant and eat and not have to worry about paying a dime if you don't have it, and nobody's going to look at you like you're wrong for not, because that's what they do. That's what they're doing that for.
I don't know of another one.
I don't either.
There might be one, but I don't know of another one.
I don't either. And so I'm going to tell you this. I don't apologize for where I'm from.
I celebrate it.
Yeah.
I'm
going to tell you this right now. I don't apologize it. I don't apologize for it. I tell people where I'm from, and I'm proud to tell people where I'm from. And, back in the day, let's all be honest, in the 80s and 90s, and, where are you from? Bruton, Alabama, T.R. Miller.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you tell people you're from Bruton, y'all have a restaurant there that people can eat at for free. Well, that's right. We do. We've got a lot of other things as well. And I'm not saying, maybe it's a sign of the times, maybe it's a changing of the times or what have you. But I'm saying that can't be a bad thing to be identified with such great things.
No.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely not.
I wanted to say to Rob, but I couldn't get a word in. Walter loves Bruton because Walter knows Bruton the way we know it. Mm-hmm. And that's why he loves Bruton as well.
Absolutely.
And listen, I'll go even further. If you decide to throw your name in the hat for public service, and I'm talking about the city council, I'm talking about the mayor, any of those positions, let's be honest, you're not getting paid anything to what you're, for what you're doing, what you're worth. You're doing it because the love of community and wanting to make things better and make a change and do things better and different. And I am certainly happy that we have the leadership we have in place here. And let me say this, we're not paid to say that. We're not paid to sit here and talk about how great Bruton, the city is, or the leaders are, and that kind of thing. We do it because we've been doing it for 7 years.
Well, you can't.
Have we not?
You can't do it unless it's in your heart, unless you believe it.
That's a fact.
Nobody can give you a script to say how you feel about your community and say it with passion and say it with conviction and say it like you believe it, like you mean it. We live it. Things aren't perfect. Things aren't always great, but we just do things different here. And with the people that we have in place and the people we have coming up in the pipeline, I think it's going to be that way for a long time.
It will.
It's going to get better.
It will. And a place to grow. I like that.
Yeah, I like it too.
I like that. Mm-hmm. And speaking of growing, last time I had a conversation with Will Ruzick, I think he was telling me that number of total employees with Provalis has went way past the 300 threshold that they're going to probably need now.
Great.
I'm gonna tell you something. To have a business here that employed 600, 700, 800 people, besides the paper mill or the Attico, the foundry, or whatever. I can tell you right now that'd be huge for this place.
Sure, it would.
I want to say they're getting close to that 300 mark now, aren't they?
I'm not sure.
I think that's what he told me. I may be wrong. Connie can speak on that better than I can, but I want to say that's what he told me. Oh goodness, Kimberly Dawn, you be careful, and we'll be praying for you on that one. Headed to Pensacola, have a child's tonsils removed. Whew. Wow. Yeah, Sarju doesn't like the top 5, but hey, we'll give her a pass on that. She sponsors it.
She doesn't have to like it.
You don't have to like it. I mean, she sponsors it.
Keep sponsoring it.
Yeah, we don't care. To get a word in, you have to time the breathing just right, kind of like when hitting the B button when punching Tyson and punch. Oh, that's right. That's a great point. Great point. But again, I think we're all blessed to be here, blessed to be from here, and if we weren't born here, blessed to have moved here.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Now, with all that being said, you see the picture up behind us. That is the Harvest Jam, 1981.
Had a few folks there, didn't they?
Just a few. Now, I don't know if you can really recognize or realize just how many people that is. That's a lot of people.
I cannot. I think I see myself.
I'm telling you, that's a lot of folks, man. I mean, when you start getting into that kind of thing, that's some big numbers right there.
We're going to take a picture just like that at the Dirty 30 Jam here in a month and a half.
Yeah. Hey, we should. And, we just kind of rolling through time here. I say time, taking a stroll back through time here this morning, if you will. But anyway, yeah, I tell you what, Rob is he is a professional. I'm just wondering, how do you think he would do with Angry Elf?
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Have a great day, Timmy. I wonder how he would do. Did you mount that fly?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Gave it to Brian and Courtney Rawls yesterday afternoon.
Locally, they have about 120, adding all the time, probably close to 300 in 3 locations. Expect to have 400 plus here within a couple years. There you go. Good morning, Miss Geraldine. In Monroeville with Dan, getting ready to start flying.
Good morning.
Going back to Cajun country tomorrow. Or today, I'm sorry. Good morning, Miss Geraldine. Tell Dan we said hello. May have a new picture after July 8th. Well, hey, who knows? Thought that was the kick 6 after the game.
What's playing at the Ritz tonight?
Well, from what I can tell, it looks like the best little R house That's what it says.
Yeah.
Or is that the rating?
I don't read too good.
I think that's the rating.
Can't see it.
The best little house in Texas. I think that may be the rating of the movie.
Was that a spinoff from the Little House on the Prairie?
I'm probably not. If I remember correctly, I think that actual title is The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
It's Friday.
And it starred Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton.
2 Hall of Famers.
Yeah. You reckon they were stranded on an island in a stream, and that's how that movie came about?
Only if he was branded a fool.
Well, I mean,
What do you think they said?
he could have been,
Monday at school.
Yeah. I mean, hey,
I like what Lita said.
hey. Oh, Sandy.
Danny.
Man. Oh, man.
Lee Jordan says you can't unhear Rob.
I love the fact, Ashley Morris picked up on it. I love the fact that he said, Best Little Whorehouse was that was a good flick. I agree, Connie. I love the fact, and I've completely lost my train of thought. We're talking about Rob.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that Ashley Morris recognized that he talked about Jerry the King Lawler. You talk about Memphis old school wrestling.
What did he not talk about?
Well, listen, the one thing that I picked up on, because my radar went up when he started talking about the Kings, and he was talking about, because Memphis, I put, Elvis and Jerry the King. I would have never put those two together. Never.
He has a wealth of knowledge.
Never.
14 former showboats played in the NFL 5 years after the USFL had gone defunct.
Listen, I'm going to ask you to do this. If and when you do call another game, can you get Rob to come down and run color?
Well, you won't need me. We just let Mike do it. Let Rob do it.
Well, no. Listen, do you know that I'm telling you that you guys would be on Monday Night Football before it was over with? I'm serious.
We'd be in the fourth quarter still discussing the first play of the game.
You would, but that's not the point. The point is that there'd be so much excitement about y'all got to get online and listen to these guys. I mean, nobody would believe it. I mean, they just wouldn't.
We'll see.
I mean, y'all be on Barstool Sports before it's over with. You know what I'm saying? Do you watch that at all?
I've watched a little bit of it.
What do you think about that?
It's okay. Pretty good stuff.
I mean, I'm just telling you. I think I would love nothing more than to hear you and him calling the Battle of Murder Creek.
Oof. Be a little dicey.
Can you imagine?
Oof.
Yeah. That is Tracy Miller, you caught it as well. I'm telling you, I'm sorry, not Kenny, Burt Reynolds. I said Kenny Rogers. Burt Reynolds, thank you, Jesse. You're right. Y'all got me on that. And I don't know how I missed that because I love Burt Reynolds. But anyway, great times back at the Ritz back in those days. If you did not make it to ever see a picture, a movie, old school calls it a picture show. If you didn't ever make it to the picture show to see one at the Ritz, you missed out. It would. You just would. Melanie Friend said when she was a teen, her best friend and her would go to the fair each year to heckle the Memphis wrestling people. Jerry did not like us and cussed us out a few times. That's a great story.
That's a good one.
I love that. I can tell you, I was at the Armory the night that George Pettis threw the chair in the ring up there and jumped in the ring and was going to do some jaw jacking and found out them wrestling wasn't as fake as he thought.
Found out the hard way, didn't he?
Hey, if it hadn't been for Jake Lewis, he went out to the truck and tried to come back in with a shotgun.
Wow.
Jake Lewis is the only one who was able to keep him out from coming in there. That's a true story. That happened at the old National Guard Armory, which is now the Bruton Civic Center.
Wow.
That happened. I don't, that's where the Army used to sit. I'm not saying that the Civic Center is the building, but that's where it used to sit. Guess what, man?
It's about that time.
I'm sitting here. I have sat here and just lost track of time because of Rob. You know, I mean, Lord, I can't, you know, anyway. Hey, man, it's been a great week.
It's been a great week, great show. The fourth clue is out. The pot got splashed today. Thank you to Jennifer Taylor, Melanie French, Tracy Steele. The pot is now $21.25 and a red velvet cake. How awesome is that? Hope you have a great weekend. Hope you're safe. Love our town. If you have some time to waste Monday, get back in here. We'll be on location from somewhere. Y'all have a good one. Love y'all.